Hi there, I've been asked to give a short update from Ukraine Christian Partnership in August. Unfortunately, as you've seen from that clip earlier, the big news, but the really sad news is there is no summer mission in Ukraine this year. For 16 years we've been going with summer missions. For a lot of us it is part of our summer. I remember our children, Jonathan and Emma, going when they were 9 and 7 for the first time. We've survived swine flu, we've survived some difficult years, and we have had a medical, dental, schools and youth mission, as well as a community team running every year. Actually, this had looked like it was going to be a very good year. 50 people had signed up, 35 from the UK, many new people from Claygate, and 15 from Hungary. But in May, as the trustees watched the coronavirus develop, we unfortunately decided we had to cancel the face-to-face mission. Looking back, it was the right decision. If we tried to get to Ukraine now, it would be very difficult. There are restrictions getting into Hungary, even more restrictions getting into Ukraine, and actually the thought of taking the virus with us to Ukraine is a terrible thought. So, in a sense, we're relieved that we're not going. So that's really our side. We've had our own coronavirus stories here. Some have had tragic situations with family and friends potentially being lost. For others, actually not having to commute into work has been a relatively positive thing. But in Ukraine, there have really been 3 phases to this in the villages. First, there was a phase of terrible fear back in March as they were watching coronavirus develop on the television, because of course over there are very few health facilities available, and those were completely unequipped to cope with coronavirus. There was then a period of calm in May and June. Calm because there had been no cases at all in the villages, and although everybody had to wear face masks, and although meeting inside church buildings were not permitted, people could socially distance and meet in the church garden, and for most people life went on very much as normal, although some travel was restricted. Then, more recently in July, there's been another period of fear because, again, with no cases in the villages that we serve, there have been cases in nearby villages coming from a local factory, and indeed coronavirus is appearing nearer and nearer. So what have we been trying to do? Well, we've very much been trying to support the local ministers who've had a very tough job in this time. Pastor Zoltan and Pastor Aggie have had all of their normal duties, but in a much more difficult environment. We've also, with the support of members from HTC, been making sure the 2 projects we committed to are happening. This is the local water well drilling project to help provide adequate water in Dula in the summer months, and also the heating project in Ockley, which has been going ahead. The other thing is we've tried to create a fun video which we will release shortly before our original summer mission dates, which we'll share with the villagers there, and we hope to share in our next update with HTC. And this is just really thoughts from us as a team on Ukraine this summer and what's been happening. The big news, however, is that the medical team headed by Andrew Cope and Michael Webb-Peplow have decided that with 220 patients on their books who they've been seeing twice a year, they really had to have some type of ongoing consultation. So with the help of Ian Vale on the technology side, they've set up a remote medical mission. So this encompasses doctors in the UK and Hungary, medical students in Hungary, and then remote locations in the villages where we hope to hold remote consultations on the same dates that we were going to the villages, from August the 10th to the 14th. And we've got Andrew Cope, Michael Webb-Peplow and Alison Shine all involved from our church as doctors. Clearly, the local mayors need to decide when and how to go ahead, because the virus moves on a day-by-day basis, and we really do hope there still remains no virus cases in Ockley and Doullens. What we most need, and they most need, are your prayers. We really do have to pray that the villagers are kept as safe as possible and that we may return again in 2021. And to that end, I was trying to search for a Bible verse which we could share with you. And indeed, I went back to one of our previous missions in 2015, and the verse we chose there was actually Matthew 19, verse 26. With man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. And it struck me that we really don't know what the future holds, but God does know. So we should trust in him, and we hope to continue to support and work with our partners in Ukraine next year, and hopefully to go and visit them as well. Thank you.